I mean, I remember when I first got after Project X, Todd Phillips, and it was so nice to say this, but I didn't have an agent, and so he goes, Oliver, all these agents are calling. I remember being in his office. He's like, Oliver, all these agents are calling about you, and he's like, I tell him you're the guy to get from this movie. You're unlike anything seen in comedy before. He said that, and I don't believe that, to be honest, but he said that to me.
Yeah,
and I had the craziest meetings with agents. It was insane. Like, CAA, William Morris, UTA calling me on my cell phone.
The big
room with my picture on, like out of Entourage, like room with my picture on it. What do you got? What do you want for lunch? Sushi platters. I mean, like these guys, like all the projects you'd be right for. These guys haven't seen me in 1 ounce of footage,
Nothing.
They hadn't seen anything from Project X. They were going, that was how powerful. Imagine that power.
Yeah,
I did like, Tom, tell me about this guy, and like everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, they haven't seen anything.
Nothing.
It's breaking bread.
Oliver, so nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome.
Congratulations on your new film. This is very exciting. I can't wait to talk about it. But for our listeners, they should know that we became pals at Red Oaks.
Red Oaks. You
Red
wrote,
Oaks.
You wrote on it?
I wrote on it, and our good buddy Greg Jacobs.
Yep, the great Greg
and
Jacobs.
Joe.
Yep, Joe Janemi.
And that was such a good show. It was a really good show.
Yeah.
And you were really great in it.
Oh, thank you. I was curious, I don't think we've talked about this much, but I was curious what your perspective on that, because you were more behind the scenes, and I was like I was 24 when I did that show, and it was like, it was like summer camp for me coming in there,
Really?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
30. It's weird. When you get your 30s, you kind of forget, but I'm 36. 36.
And you were 24 with Red Oaks?
When we did the pilot, and then we did the first season the next year.
Right.
And then we did the second season the next year, third season the next year. So it was like a 4-year period. So I think it was like 24 to 28.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That went fast. Damn it.
I
mean,
yeah.
I guess there's no scenario in life where you're like, yeah, that was 8 years ago. And you're like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's just a complete, what?
I know, it's crazy. I mean, I just got married. It's like insane. I'm like, what happened to my life?
Well, I have to say, when I was watching Bert, your new film, I was like, I think it has been a while since Red Oaks. Like, because you
I don't know how to take that.
Because in Red Oaks you were like this young, like little, curly haired, pot smoking, funny friend. And now you were like a man. You were like got out of prison guy.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a little. That paints it like I was this hardcore guy in the movie. I'm still kind of. I think it's a grown up Wheeler maybe from Red Oaks.
Yeah, I would say that. No, Red Oaks was great. It was such a good show. I thought they did a great job of kind of capturing all of that. And,
the youth.
Yeah, that was because it hadn't been. No one was, kind of showcasing that thing that was so dominant in the culture for a long time, like a country club and young people having a great time. And
did you? And it was so. I feel like. Do you think that show even gets made today?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah, I mean it's got a nice cult following, but like it's funny now. Like I remember when we did that show, it was on Amazon, and everyone's like, I remember I would tell people, I'm doing an Amazon Prime show. They're like, Amazon? Like they were like, what the hell is that? And now it's like, now you'd be lucky, to be an elite of an Amazon series.
I know, that's right. It was Transparent was the only.
I think it was Transparent was like the first pilot season they did, and then we were like the second or third. Right. It was so new.
I did remember that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That the Transparent was such a hit, and it was so groundbreaking.
It was a great show too.
And they wanted to kind of, ride that wave and replicate it. And we're doing a show about young people having a great time in a country club. And there was like, can you bend some of these bigger themes?
They did that in the second season. They wanted the first season. After the first season, I remember this vaguely because obviously I wasn't behind the scenes, but they were like, let's make the second season a little more dramatic.
Yeah,
try to transparent it.
Try to transparent it. Yeah, make it a little heavy and a little issue based.
Yeah, which I think honestly, if I could look back on it, the first season of that show is probably the best season of that show. And I remember I can't remember. I remember doing a scene with you where it was in a dentist's office.
I played the dentist.
Played a dentist, and I don't remember what season that was. But you had me. I couldn't stop laughing, and I don't even know if you were trying to be that funny. I just like there's something about it. I just remember I was like, damn, I'm so unprofessional right now.
There's a lot of bit parts of mine where I show up in a lab coat.
I like it. I could see it.
Stethoscope on or something. I just did this thing for Chris Rock, and the same thing. All of a sudden, I've got a lab coat and a stethoscope.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Like, yeah, it is very bizarre. But you were so great in it. But I have to say, but it was even before I knew you from Red Oaks that I had seen Project X.
Oh, right.
Which was so funny.
Really? You liked it?
I loved that movie so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My daughter's here. She'll come up. She'll testify.
Okay.
We ended up watching it like 4 times in a row.
No
she
shit.
says that
I'm stunned right now.
She said that she never saw me laugh at a film harder.
What was so funny? I'm curious because it's so like that film really like you either loved that movie or you absolutely hate it. That movie has like terrible reviews because
why?
Because some people like I feel like it was funny. The New York Times gave it this incredible review, but then like the LA Times just trashed it like the worst movie of the generation. But it's really held up, honestly. Like it's crazy. I'll go to Paris and I'll go all over the world, and people will recognize me and almost more so like in those places. So it's really has this, it's got this worldwide audience that's.
Why would LA Times? Shark, you can pass that over.
They called me. I'll never forget. It was when you're first starting out. Oh, that looks good.
Thank you. It's warm.
Oh, let me feel it.
This is warm.
Oh, nice.
It just came out of the oven.
Nice.
That's my daughter Charlotte. And
Charlotte, nice to meet you.
Tell them how much I love Project X.
We watched it 5 times in one day.
That's incredible. That is insane. I wouldn't have expected. I don't even know if you knew I was in that movie, but
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think I must have seen it before. We were trying to do the math on it on the way over. I don't think I knew you.
Probably didn't associate.
I think
it.
Red Oaks was. I had just seen Project X. I mean, what was the gap between
4 years or so?
Yeah.
So you probably and I also like I'm always fluctuating my weight. So I was like in that movie I was skinny.
Yeah.
Red Oaks I'm fat. Now I'm even fatter. So
yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't know you were in it at that point because I didn't see it in the beginning. I was kind of late to the Project X party.
Oh, that's awesome.
But man, as soon as I got in there,
well, which funny enough, but I'll say it here. I mean, I guess I can say it. It's we're actually all these years later have been developing a sequel with Todd Phillips producing it and Nima, the original director, and we're trying. It's been this. We have a writer working on it right now, and we're like, it's been this thing where I actually made like a video of me kind of playing the character from Project X, but he's like. Playing it like I still am that character,
right?
And I want to make the sequel myself. And I made this because I was kind of it was this meta thing, and we were all kind of playing ourselves in the movie. So I made this video, and it went kind of viral on YouTube, and we got. From that, kind of got them to re-engage and made this. We're working on it. We're trying to get it made.
That would be so kind of an old school thing. Like they're a little old. He's got a job.
It'll be a little bit of that where like maybe my character's like this like old guy, and I think it'll be young people and
right.
Yeah.
It was just so stupid funny.
Yeah.
It really, and your character was so great, and just like hustling it, and just like yelling at him, like, "No, this is how we have to do it. Like you've got to focus." Like
that was my first audition I ever went on.
Was it really?
First audition. I had moved out to LA 6 months before that, and that's how I was doing stand up. And so I started doing stand up in high school. Moved out to, in Ohio. So I was doing like my senior year of high school. I don't remember how I got into it, but I think I'd seen like an interview with Adam Sandler, and he was like, oh, he started doing stand up and he was really bad at it. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I could do it then, because you always think when you're, you know, everybody's got to be amazing, and if you don't, and so I started doing it in high school, and then I moved out to LA, and I was just like, I was kind of like this crazy kid who was just like, oh, I can do, I'm gonna be a movie star, I'm gonna be a, just you're not really thinking how difficult it's gonna be. And then
you had that idea from when you were a little kid?
It was really my senior year of high school. I think I found this thing, and it wasn't that I was like incredible at I think I was pretty good at it for a 17-year-old or whatever. But it was more that I I think I loved the going with the old men and being in this comedy club and not being allowed to be in there because I was underage. And like, I felt like I was doing something cool that no one else in my school was doing. So it just felt like, oh, I want to do this.
Oh, cool.
And then when you got your first laughs, and I remember when I did like I finally got like 5 minutes that worked. And at that age, also, it's so easy. You know, you do these dumb jokes and
my mom dropping me off.
Yeah, basically. I think my first joke was about how my dad did my circumcision himself, and like everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And then I was like, "Don't worry, he's an eye doctor." Yeah, so that was like, and then I had jokes about like Phoenix Online. I was like, I'm a college student. Everybody, this is like when I moved out to LA. I was like, everybody's like, Oliver College, the best 4 years of your life, the women, the parties. I'm like, yeah, Phoenix Online is nuts. It's like, I'm really doing it Phoenix Online. I was like, what am I going to do when I graduate? Throw my hat at the ceiling, print off my diploma on my printer. Right. It was like stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you decide I'm going to LA like right away?
So I did it in high school. I went to Arizona State because my sister was going there. I did comedy there. I was like really engaged in that.
Improv?
The improv, I would do open mics sometimes, but that was like a tough one to get on. I was still like doing like gong shows and little dumpy bars and restaurants.
Right.
And I was really into that, and I met like getting in the scene there. And then that summer I was just like, I want to move I was going to do New York. And then something happened. My dad was like, why don't you go to live in LA? Your aunt's out there. She was like, this flight attendant who lived alone. She needed some help with her dog. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. I moved to LA. And I did that. And I was doing stand-up like at all the open mics, Comedy Store, improv, all the dumpy places. And then I got Project X. And it was just like, I got this audition, found out through a friend who was in the Mighty Ducks movies. Sean Weiss, he was in the Mighty Ducks movies. He was the only guy that I knew from the stand-up scene that had any experience in the industry. And he basically was like, I found out about this audition, this acting class, and I was like, can you get me an audition? Like, I don't know anybody. And he through Judd Apatow, got me this audition, like asked for his last favor from anybody, and got me the audition, and I booked it.
Wow.
It was like 9 auditions, and I pulled down 9 auditions. I pulled my pants down in the first audition because I didn't know, like, I thought the character was like taking drugs in a bathroom, and I thought I was like on the shitter in the bathroom. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be ballsy and I'm going to take my pants down. So I had my like tighty whitey underwear on and I was just doing like, I was crazy. I didn't know what I was doing.
But it was just probably a gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just because you were no judgment, no nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then you got it after?
I got it. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, I think the first time I went in for the main character. And they were like, hey, why don't you come back as this other character? We think you'd be more right for this. And it just like snowballed. It was so fast. It was like a matter of days. I was doing like one audition, next audition. And then Todd Phillips wanted to meet, read with me. And then and then it was like, I think I did stand up. I did that. He's like, you do stand up. And I know at that time as a stand up, you're like proud. You're like, someone's like, Tom, tell us a joke. And you're like, come to my show.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, I'm not going to do stand up for this guy in the room. And then I was like, you know what? I'll do a joke. And I told him the Phoenix Online joke. A little better than I did probably. And a little more committed. Yeah. And he was like, that's really funny. And like Phoenix Online was apparently in at that point.
Right.
It's a little bit of a dated
reference.
Yeah, it's a bit dated. I don't even know if it's around. And so I did that and he laughed and that kind of like loosened me up. And then I did the scene
and got it.
It was pretty much from that audition that was the one,
It was really. I just thought as a comedy, I just love young dumb people just going for it. But there was some heart to it. Like that kid who's playing the lead is just and the heavy kid. The part that I laughed at the most was when your chubby friend is getting ready for the party. And he's on the treadmill trying to lose weight for the party that's going to start in 2 hours. When he just his dedication, like, no, this is going to work. All I have to do is this, and I'll be set to go.
Yeah. They had him doing all kinds of stuff. It's so funny now because he and I are still friends, but he's skinnier than I am now. He's like lost all this weight, and so he's always giving me shit about being the fat one now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it was really great. And Red Oaks was it hard to get Red Oaks?
Red Oaks was actually a good story too, because I originally I remember I was going through that, like, you do this movie Project X and you're feeling like, oh, maybe things are gonna happen for me. I was meeting at that point too. It was crazy. Like I don't even think I appreciated it now, but I was like meeting with like heads of studios and stuff. They were like want to meet with me, and I'd go there looking like a schlump and didn't know what I was doing. I was like, why am I meeting with this guy? And so I auditioned. I got an audition for Red Oaks for the main guy, for David in the show. And I was like, I don't think I'm right for this. Like, I don't even want to go. Like, I keep going on these auditions. I feel like I'm always wrong. So my agent calls and he's like, the casting director's like, just come in. He might be right for something else. So thankfully I did that. I went in there and they were like, hey, I think you might be right for Wheeler. And I did it. And the audition, the second audition for Wheeler, I was like, trying to play. She kept giving me the reference of Dazed and Confused, which I love.
Yeah.
But I think I was doing like this, hey man, like I'm Wheeler, I'm high, the whole time. And I could feel like it wasn't bad, but it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So that night I went home, and this is before self-tapes. And I went home and I was like, I feel like I got to do this again. I got to do a tape. So I called my brother, who had a nice camera. So like before you could film this on your iPhone, and he goes and I'm like, can you come over and help me film this audition? He's like, God damn it, dude. I was like, if you come over, I'll buy you a PlayStation. Just come if I get the part. He like, come over. So he comes over, films this thing, and I was asking my friend who I lived with at the time. I was like, I gotta play a stoner. Like help me. Like I gotta find this character. And he's like, dude, you are a stoner. And he's like smoking. We're like smoking a joint at the time. And so I was like, oh right, don't do so much. Don't try so much. So I did this tape. I sent it to my agent at the time, who was awesome, and he was like, he sent it to David Gordon Green, who he was friends with, and like within a matter of like 15 minutes, I got an email back like, he's perfect for this. And then like 2 days later, I was reading for David, and then kind of the rest is history.
Oh, it's so great! You did such a good job with it, because
there
was a lot of moves for him. Like
yeah.
It was complicated.
Yeah.
He had like these ambitions, but he was He had heart and
stoner with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
It's funny looking back on it now, because like a lot of my bigger successful stuff was early on in my career, and it's like you don't know what you're doing. Like it's like now I'm so much more. Not to say that I'm incredible now, or anything, but I feel much more like confident going into a room or going into a job, and then it's harder now. It's almost harder now to get those gigs. So
it's harder because of just the nature of the business now, of what's going on. Or
I think your career ebbs and flows to too, where it's like. I just, as you get older, you change. I'm like transitioning into. I'm not playing this. I mean, I guess I could play a stoner.
Yeah. But Wheeler and the project. What was the character for Project X?
Costa.
It's
either Costa or Costa. No one really knows. They say it two different ways in the movie.
Yeah. No, those guys were a different thing than what you're playing in Bert, for sure.
Yeah. And I've done my career has been so all over the place. I mean, I did. Mindhunter with David Fincher, and I played a serial killer. So I've been I think the one fortunate thing of not, when I was 19, 20 and I did Project X, I was, you're told by all these agents and all these people, you're going to be this huge star. Because, at that time, Todd Phillips, still is, but at that time it was like The Hangover.
Right.
And there was still at that point, you could still do a comedy and it could be a huge hit. And all of a sudden you're Adam Sandler, whatever. So they were telling me that was going to be my trajectory.
Right.
And I believed it.
Right. It's such a complicated thing when you first show up, because
it's crazy.
I really relate to when you said you just didn't know what was like when you're going to those meetings. It was like,
right.
What you don't even know what you.
Who's this schmuck I'm meeting with?
Who's this schmuck? And this is going to happen all the time. I'm going to meet with these people all the time. And you realize after being around for a while, like how rare that was.
Right.
To have those moments.
What a gift though, too. I actually look at it now. Like a lot of people are like, oh, like you're like, is your career like falling off or whatever? Like I look at it as like your career is ebbs and flows over time, and I look at it as like a gift that I got to witness the kind of the immediate success, to be able to realize that isn't what it's necessarily about,
right?
And to kind of it made me really want to find out what I want to do for the long term and like find my voice and find what interests me. And so honestly, it was a gift to be able to see this like kind of like, I mean, I remember when I first got, after Project X, Todd Phillips, and it was so nice to say this, but I didn't have an agent. And so he goes, Oliver, all these agents are calling. I remember being in his office. He's like, Oliver, all these agents are calling about you. And he's like, I tell him, you're the guy to get from this movie. You're unlike anything seen in comedy before. He said that. And I don't believe that, to be honest, but he said that to me.
Yeah.
And I had the craziest meetings with agents. It was insane. Like, you know, CAA, William Morris, UTA calling me on my cell phone.
The big
room with my picture on, like out of Entourage, like room with my picture on it. What do you got? What do you want for lunch? Sushi platters. I mean, like these guys, like all the projects you'd be right for. These guys haven't seen me in 1 ounce of footage, you know?
Nothing.
They hadn't seen anything from Project X. They were going, that was how powerful. Imagine that power.
Yeah,
I did like, Tom, tell me about this guy. And like everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, they haven't seen anything.
Nothing.
Was it after Hangover?
It was, so Hangover had come out and been like this blockbuster. And then he had just made Due Date, I think. So he hadn't even made Hangover 2 yet.
Okay.
And so it was like he was in the
after that. Oh my God!
Like, they were like, "Who's the next Zach Galifianakis?"
Yeah,
like, this guy,
right?
And they were like, "Nah."
We'd like to thank the good people at Lisa for sponsoring today's program. You know, there's a lot of times in your life where you have to make improvements. You have to look at yourself and be like, you know, I could do better. I could eat better. I could work out more, maybe a new haircut. But nothing is more important than getting good sleep. And once in a while, you have to humble yourself, take the sheets off, and look at your mattress and realize, you know, maybe I don't sleep that great because I'm sleeping on this flea bag. Maybe flipping this 500 times in the last 10 years isn't doing it. Lisa Mattress, we have our producer, Maya. We got her a new mattress from Lisa. And I have to say, I don't know if it syncs up perfectly, but I think your mood has improved. I think you seem more bubbly. I think you seem more optimistic about life. I'm going to say it's, without knowing any other part of what your regimen is, I'm going to say Lisa did it. You legit think it's a great mattress.
I do.
And you think it's super comfy.
Yeah, and I'm getting better sleep.
You are getting better sleep. Definitely. It definitely works. What size did you get?
Queen.
A queen. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that is nice. I have to go California King times 5. Because I've been married a long time. And if we're going to stay in the same bed, we got to be in different parts for sure. It is really fantastic. Lisa has a lineup of beautifully crafted mattresses tailored to how you sleep. Each mattress is designed with specific sleep positions and feel preferences in mind. From night one, you'll feel the difference. Premium mattresses, materials that deliver serious comfort and full body support no matter how you sleep. Just take the Lisa Sleep Quiz and you'll find your perfect match in less than 2 minutes. Lisa has been awarded the best hybrid and best memory foam mattress by the New York Times Wirecutter, which I use all the time, and is featured by West Elm as their go-to mattress partner. Lisa isn't just about sleep, it's about impact. They work with local nonprofits across the U.S. to donate thousands of mattresses each year to families in need. How great is that? With over 43,000 mattresses donated to date. Go to lisa.com for 30% off select mattresses. It's a July promotion. Let's call it the 4th of July sale. 30% off select mattresses, plus an extra $50 off with the promo code PAPA, exclusive for my listeners. That's Lisa, LEESA.com. Promo code PAPA, P-A-P-A, for 30% off in July, plus an extra $50 off when you use our code. It's a great way to support the podcast and get some better sleep. That's lisa.com, promo code PAPA, P-A-P-A. Enjoy your sleep. If you're enjoying our podcast and you're new around here and you want more, go to patreon.com and look up our podcast and join the team. We have a great thing going on Patreon. You get extra episodes. You get ad-free episodes. You get a little extra stuff from out on tour, some things we do here. Recently, we had a great eyeball story about my new bionic eye. That's the kind of stuff you get when you go to Patreon. It's a great way to support the podcast, and we'd love to continue the relationship and hear from you more and create, just bring you into the family and hear more and more from you and keep the thing going. So go to patreon.com, Breaking Bread with Tom Papa, and join up. You don't really make something that's meaningful and heartfelt if you're just trying to, skitter around. You're actually, you're making something. And when I watched it, I
appreciate you watching it.
I was so excited because, you don't see a lot of, like there was an era when you would, my friends and I would watch independent films all the time and be like, did you hear about that one? And you watch it and it was like something great to it. And that's kind of, you don't see that as often. So to see this start, just the opening of it, I was like, I just knew I was in that great, cool, independent space.
It's a cool movie. It's a really, it's called Bert, and it's coming out June 16th, actually. It'll be out digitally, but it's a movie about a friend. Bert Berger is a real friend of mine. I wrote the movie with my friend Joe Burke, who directed it, and we wrote it around his real life.
Was he the inspiration? The whole thing was off of
that's
Bert?
His real life. So like he's a 70-year-old. He now lives in the East Coast with his brother because he's got Parkinson's, and that's a part of the movie. But was a 69-year-old street musician here in LA. I knew him for 15 years playing at like the old place in Malibu and different places around town. You might see him. And he always had this is before he even had Parkinson's. He always had this like insane belief in himself.
Yeah.
Where he believed that he was going to make it as a musician. Even when you were like, dude, you're 65 years old. You're playing Bob Dylan era songs. And you're insane, like that's the pessimist that we all are,
Right.
But in his mind, he genuinely, it wasn't an act. He believed he was gonna make it, and so Joe and I were always like, how do we make something with this guy so interesting, quirky, funny, just positive, upbeat, and so we put him in this short film that we made, and he was the standout. And he was so funny in this short film. And I was like, we were kind of talking like, how do we make a movie about like this guy's real life? And like, we talked about different variations. And then it was meeting his real roommate, Steve.
Is that his real guy?
Real roommate of 10 years. There's a washer and dryer I know people haven't seen the movie. There's a washer and dryer that's in the living room, which is hilarious, but it's also still in the living room, and it's a big
for
part.
real?
Yes, for real. And Steve is like, I go to the house and I meet this guy, and I see their dynamic, and there's like, Steve is like this grumpy old like hippie / like military-esque guy.
Yeah.
And he's so funny, but like not trying to be funny.
No.
And he's like, take your shoes off. Don't touch the wall. Don't do this. Shower's 5 minutes. Bert's raced in my water. And it's like, it's the whole, that's not shtick. That's him.
Yeah.
And
I know that guy. Like I've run into that guy, right? Those guys
like Home
that
Depot or something.
Yeah. And they were cool at one point. They were like hippies, and now they're like their world is twisted and small, and
he's so smart though. Like the guy is like I actually felt there's certain times in life where at least for me, I feel inferior, like mentally. I'm like talking to this guy. He just knows everything. He's like a Renaissance man. He just knows. He'll talk to you about like, he's like, you haven't seen that movie? Oh my God. And you're like, 1925, best movie of the year. You're like, no, I didn't see that one, Steve.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's like, that's his vibe. And their dynamic was so full of like, like he's yelling at Bert all the time, but also loves Bert.
And Bert loves him.
And Bert loves him. And there was such a love that really was like, I was like, I felt like a fly on the wall when I was there. And then I was like, oh, that's what the movie is. We got to make the audience is a fly on the wall for these people's lives.
Right.
And that's what's interesting. And so
it's really interesting because it's, when I was watching, I mean, they're so real, but they are acting.
Right.
And I was like, I was really trying to figure out like, how do you get them to
do that performance?
Yeah, because they're acting. They're like doing the thing, but it was so real that it had to be in my mind. That's why I was excited to talk to you about it, because it's like, no, these guys I didn't realize they actually lived together.
They live together. So everything in the movie is their real life. The part of the movie that's fictionalized is that I play his long lost son who shows up out of the blue. And basically, Bert is like so excited about it and wants him to stay for the week, and so genuine about it.
So sweet.
Always wanted a son, and that's the kind of fictional element of the movie. But everything else that isn't revolved around my character is really his life. And we put, so we outlined the movie. We had every scene figured out, but we basically left the dialogue to be. I wanted their real voices, and Joe is an amazing editor, so there was a lot of it was put together in the editing room. But those guys are also the type of. There's certain people, and I've worked with a lot of non-actors on, especially the stuff that I made. I'm fascinated by that kind of style.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the times when I'm working with non-actors, I try to find people who are so uniquely themselves that they almost don't have the ability to not be themselves.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's some people are just, you meet them in your life. You're like I met a guy last night. I did a screening of Bert, actually. There was this guy at the screening who had, like, his outfit was, I was like, who put this guy's outfit together? He had like a knee brace. He had like short shorts. Like he had like 6 bags with him. Like, I was like, whoever is his costume designer is incredible. Like, he was just like, and his beard was like, one side was way longer than the other. Like, it was like, the guy was so perfectly not perfect.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm sure that guy cannot be anything other than that. Like,
right.
If you asked him to like play anything other than who he is, he can't.
And that's why it works with these guys, because they're, they weren't turning it on.
They weren't. We created a really safe environment. It was first off, we shot that movie for $7,000 in 7 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Nothing budget. And we
holy shit.
And we only had a crew of, Joe was the second camera operator, the director. And then we had this guy, Daniel Kenji Levin, who was the DP, and a sound guy, Rob, and that's it. That's the whole crew.
It.
And then just actor friends who would come in and do, bit day parts on it. And
that is so impressive. I mean, really, when, the independent film fan in me, when I was watching it, that thing of, I'm just good, like, you got the feeling watching you, and you had a great performance, and it was like, it was all just happening. And I was like, that the thing I really admire the most is just, I knew without asking you that you wanted to make this thing, and you were just going to make this thing.
Yeah.
You weren't asking for permission to make it. Right. You were just going to do it.
That's awesome.
And that is that's a huge thing. So many people think, I'm going to go make a film and never ever get close.
I think it really was Bert, honestly. It was him just being like, there's something about him that I felt like, I want the world to see him, and in some way, I don't know how this movie's gonna do. I mean, if people watch it, maybe it catches on, and it has done. We have done already we've already made this an amazing feat for a $7,000 movie. Won a bunch of film festivals, played all over the country, and picked. LA Times did a piece on it, so it's already getting its due in some way.
Yeah.
But the more that it catches on, the more Bert gets that to realize that dream, which is.
Yeah.
People know his music. And that's all he ever cared about, was that people know his music. And we got 4 original songs that Bert wrote. One of them, I think, is actually the one by the campfire, is actually an incredible song.
About the years.
Yeah. It's a beautiful song, and I like. And so
Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom's good. Yeah, that's a good one too. And we're actually doing our composer is doing an album. We're doing like a really limited release, and I'll probably announce it at some point. But we're gonna do like an album with the music from the movie and the music from Bert, and put it together and do a little limited edition album.
Man, when he, I mean, it's you. From the opening scene, he's singing. I'm not giving away anything away. He's singing at this bagel shop.
Don't give it away, Tom. Come on.
And he
you ruined it.
Spoiler. But as soon as this, and he's an old dude. He's an old looking dude, and he's got these glasses, and but he's singing this song acoustically, acoustic guitar, and you immediately know, who is this guy?
Right.
Because he's hitting emotionally and musically, he's hitting a level that this isn't just someone playing something. This is
Right.
you immediately want to know, like, wait a minute.
Right.
Who is this guy? Am I supposed to know this guy? Do other people know this guy? Right? It's that kind of a thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I thought about it quite like that, but that's awesome. I really love it.
Because when he's at the campfire,
yeah.
and you're talking about your dreams,
Right.
and he talks about his dream,
Right.
which is what you said. Like, he wants everybody to know his music, and he really believes it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You believe it. You believe that
and he believes it.
and he really does believe it.
That's like, if you meet him for years, he's been telling me that, like it's he's been out here. I think he moved out to LA in 1974 and like sacrificed everything to live the artist life, to make music, and like he did it. I mean, he did it, but he's not the most, look, I think as someone who comes out here to be an actor, or comedian, or whatever, you kind of have to have talent, obviously, or you maybe you get really lucky. But there also is an element of like you kind of have to be your own, like you have to go a go-getter.
This is the business
part of it. And he just doesn't. It's not that he's not a go-getter and put himself out there. He just doesn't know how to do that. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't even have the capability. Like, I can't even send him an email.
Right.
So I don't know, how is he gonna make an album? It's like I can't even get a hold of him half the time. So it's like there's just that part of him that he didn't have that, because his music is really genuinely great. And,
it is.
Yeah, he's
got a lot of soul.
A lot of soul.
Oh, which is why.
Yeah.
And I won't give this away, and I don't think we should.
Yeah.
Which is why your heart really is breaking for him throughout the film. Because you're rooting for him, really. You're rooting for you also in the beginning.
Yeah, until you're not. But no, it's
But he has such a sweetness that you really.
That's why we made the movie. I don't like, because you make a $7,000 movie. It's like, it's. You really are doing so much free work, and 3 years of like.
How long was the shoot?
7 days.
7 days.
7 days.
Maya, what are we doing? Maya, I feel like we've been circling around like, let's just go make shit for 10 years. Let's just 7 days. I have $7,000.
Yeah.
All right.
I have $7,000.
I put up three. I think I put up 3 or 4 of my own money, and then I called, like, I was like, all right, let me. I'm like, it's not that I couldn't put up $7,000, but I'm so cheap. I was like, let me call my sister for $1,000. Let me call
You're fundraising on
I
a
got like
$7,000.
$300 from my mom. I got like $700 from this person. It was like. I was like, there's a version of this where it's just you can't make. We didn't know if it would work.
Yeah.
And so that was the vibe.
God.
Yeah.
Amazing. You too, John. Shar, you do makeup. $7,000. Yeah. Did you have food on the set? Did you feed people?
We did feed people. Yeah. And Bert loved the Thai food. He like, it was like he's like, oh, can we get the Thai again?
Has he seen it?
Oh, it was one of the best experiences was seeing the movie with him. So he was living in the East Coast at the time. His Parkinson's has gotten really bad since we made the movie, unfortunately. And so he's living in a living facility, assisted living facility. But I flew him out to LA, or not to LA, to San Jose, where we premiered it. And he goes to the premiere, and I sit next to him, and we watch this short film. And like, I don't even know the name of the short film, but it was like one of those painful short films that you're sitting through, and I was like, I don't know what this is about, and because they play a short film in front of the movie, and then he's like sitting next to me, he's like, oh God, I hope ours is as good as that. and so we watched the movie, and he is crying his eyes out the whole time. He's like, oh, like, and like, I just got like a shiver on my back.
Me too.
And he's crying watching like the scene where he pulls out the family photos, and like, he didn't really know to the extent of what we were making. He knew he knew like he knew like the basics of it, but like
couldn't see it.
He couldn't see that we were making this like kind of beautiful ode to him. And so seeing it with him was really, really something else.
Wow.
And then like, having him we did a screening here in LA where David Gordon Green, who's an executive producer on the movie, who did Red Oaks, he came, we did it at some theater in Wilshire. It was like 400 people, sold out. And Bert was in a wheelchair at that time, and he came up and he spoke to people, and afterwards at the Q&A, and he's crying, and it was like, those moments are...
Jeez.
I mean,
what a gift.
I felt like I actually, like of all the stuff I've done, like I have things I'm proud of, obviously, but that made me feel like I did something for somebody else. Like,
Right.
whereas like, you always want to like feel like you're doing something good for the world in some capacity.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though half the time I'm doing like a commercial for like Snickers, but
Wrapping your head around why that's good.
Yeah, exactly.
People do get hangry.
Yeah, people need to eat Snickers. I mean, what would you do without it? But I feel like in that moment I was like, I really feel like we did something good for this guy. Like, like what a gift to give this guy a platform for his beautiful life and music.
And it kind of makes that dream that he's talking about at the campfire
makes it a reality. It makes it a reality. I
was walking through the house singing Freedom at the end of the night.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Because it did this cool thing where because I was watching it and then it kicked on and just repeated from the beginning. So I got to see Freedom again from the beginning. And on my way to bed, I'm just singing Freedom in the hallway.
That's awesome. Oh my God. That's good. Bert would love that. Love that. But yeah, so that's cool.
Good job. That's really fantastic.
Thank you for checking it out and being so supportive of it. So.
Yeah. And what's the next thing you're gonna make?
Oh God, don't ask me that.
Do you know?
I'm writing a couple things that I don't know, maybe they'll be a little bit bigger than this, but I'm writing a couple things I'm trying to figure out. But obviously this has been such a, doing the press and trying to get this out there because a little movie like this, you really are the, we're the PR. I mean, I'll give Joe, the director, more of the credit. He's the one doing the heavy lifting, but we're doing the PR for this, and we're, we've done everything for this. There's no, like, I'm even doing I gotta deal with like SAG contracts and stuff.
Jeez,
it's like I'm doing all this stuff that I'm horrible at.
Yeah, paperwork.
Yeah,
forms. Was David helpful?
David was amazing. So what happened with David was, now David and I have been close since Red Oaks, and I love him.
He's so great.
He's funny and so great, and so supportive, and loves indie film. So I sent him like the earliest cut of this movie, like the $7,000 cut. That was we raised a little bit of money for post production, but I sent it to him, and he wrote back like that night, like I think he watched it like immediately. It was like, I feel like you made this for me. And then I was like, hey, would you put your name on it, help us with like the festivals and get it out there? And he's like, duh. And that was it. That was it. And then he helped us get our composer. He's like, this so and so's got to do this, and then he kind of did some Q&A screenings, and just having his name.
He's the coolest. When we were doing Red Oaks, I quickly realized he's not home. He's got a bag and he's doing this, and then he's going to do this other film.
The hardest worker ever.
He just,
He doesn't like to be home.
No, right? He's like, I don't know what the family situation is, but on an artistic level, I mean, I really got the feeling like this guy is no joke. Like he's just taking his suitcase and going. And if you were to tell him, if he had plans to go to Austin the next day and you told him, no, you got to go to New York and Ottawa first, he would just do it.
Yeah, he loves to work. He loves to be on set. He's at home in that environment. And I'm sure, I don't know, did he directed episodes that you were acting in? Did he? I can't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So he works in this really funny way where he'll do like, you'll be in the middle of the scene and he does this to like break you of your, actor of their habits, or like, especially with young actors, I feel like it's good because it loosens you up. But he would basically be like, all right, do that next line in a British accent. And he'd be like, bark like a dog, or like get on your knee. Like even in the audition process with him, I was like, he immediately disarms you because you go in there and you're like, all right, I gotta get my lines down. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. That thing's gonna, you're not supposed to do that, but it's hard not to sometimes.
Yeah.
And he would break you of that. He's like, get on your knees and crawl around. You're like, what? It's like, it has nothing to do with the scene. And then he would cut it together and be like, oh man, that's like the best scene I did in the whole show because it's got all these really funny kind of, just he's getting those moments. And so I think he actually inspired me to work that way. I mean, even in Bert, like I like working that. I'm always like, even in it, whatever it is I'm doing, I'm always like trying to break myself of the, what I feel like I have to do. Like trying to loosen myself up.
Yeah. No, you came off so real in this one. Like it was,
you, man.
It was like, I was concerned. I know you, but I was just like, I didn't know you in that. I was just like, I'm just watching this guy.
I was concerned because those guys are so charactery.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't want to be the one guy. You're like, oh, well, there's the actor.
Right.
You know,
that's a good point. And it didn't come close to that.
That's cool. That was my biggest concern because I was like, I'm not a guy who went to jail and was like,
I totally bought it. Like when those, because as the information starts coming to light.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, this makes sense because there was something going on.
Yeah.
There was something happening there.
Yeah.
Who played your aunt?
Catelyn Adams. She's a great. She's actually a very famous acting teacher here in LA. I'd worked with her periodically throughout the years, and I was actually taking her class at the time. We were trying to figure out who was going to play this aunt character, and I saw people on Craigslist because I didn't want I was really trying to avoid like the actory person who was going to also, not that they couldn't come in and do a good job as much as like I wanted someone who was going to be down to play in this unconventional environment. I didn't want someone, what's going on here? Why? Like, it's a chaos,
Yeah.
And so I thought about it. We'd gotten some weird like back page auditions, and I was like, oh, these aren't right. People are crazy. And so I asked her, I was like, would you do this? And she was like, as long as I don't have to learn any lines. And so I was like, perfect, because it's an improv based movie.
Yeah.
And so she jumped on, and she was incredible. She's amazing.
Yeah,
she's an amazing actress in general, and just kind of got into the acting teaching. And
she was tough.
like she has, like, I think Zoe Saldana is her like longtime client. She got really.
Do you study all the time?
No. Like clearly not. Like no, not at all. My acting class thing is like every once in a while I'll be like, I feel like I suck. I got to get back into this and like learn. I want to like have a fucking craft. Yeah. And so I go and I do it for like 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this.
Yeah. Well, it's so hard because I mean, you should be developing the craft while you're doing work, while you have gigs. Right. But if you don't have gigs for a while, you're like, I gotta do
this, and it's it's a weird one where it's like acting is such a weird thing where it's like, I don't know. There's so many, like I worked with the actors who are like incredibly well trained and who are amazing. I've also worked with actors who have no formal training, and are incredible. Yeah. I mean, it's like a weird.
What draws you to the non-actor thing when you said that you kind of?
It's the interest. It's just like you can't fake. Like who would I cast to be Bert?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody.
Like nobody could be that uniquely that person. And I think I like, like Sean Baker does a lot of movies like that, and I know our filmmaker Joe is attracted to him too and his movies. So I think it's something about. And I just started with like my first movie I made was this other little movie. It was called Four Dogs, that's available like online. But my aunt played that character. It was about me living with my aunt. And I was really I think it's maybe this deep desire to get to be as authentic as possible. And it's like, I think my aunt playing herself and I'm playing myself, and I play Oliver in that. And like it captures a time in my life where I'm living with my aunt. And
you made this yourself?
I made this in 2012.
Really?
Yeah, with the same guy, same director, same everything. Similar style. I think the movie is really beautiful, but it doesn't have the story maybe that Bert has. Like it's not as well crafted of a screenplay or story.
Yeah.
But it's same style.
The same thing, yeah.
Same style where it was like a fly on the wall, try to capture authentic, performances and capture a time in my life. And also, I was just inspired by those kind of art house movies.
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
Like that, so.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that. I have also ideas. I'm like, I want to do this big broad comedy, or I want to do this romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But it's cool to have that perspective on it, because even if you do cross over and start casting friends or whatever to do a comedy, that's going to be your motivation. Right. It's going to make it less false, more truthful.
Right. And I think it's funny, that's one of the reasons David was a really good person to ask us to be a producer on this was, I don't know if you've seen his first movie, George Washington. He did this movie. It's like, this is probably in late 90s, early 2000s. Beautiful movie, but it's all non-actors, and it's a movie that today probably, I don't know how well it would do today, but back then I think it either won like Sundance or did really well at those one of those big film festivals. Maybe it was Berlin. And his first couple movies were truly like he was the indie darling, and then he kind of has gone into horror and comedy and and like he's been all over the place. So he's kind of an inspiration in a lot of ways for me. As not to say that I don't want to direct movies, but
no,
I don't think so. I think I like acting, and I just maybe someday I change my mind, but I like the acting and I like writing and developing and being a part of it. But I always feel like, oh, that guy's gonna be way better than me. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because watching my friend even make these movies is like he knows how to edit. He's so proficient. He understands the stuff, and maybe he has like the patience for it. I don't know if
There is a different level of work.
Right.
That those guys they're kind of like machines,
right.
And you think it's not, you think it's just about the
so
vision,
much work.
But it's literally
And I like acting. I like acting as for hire. That's a fun gig always. But I also really enjoy being collaborative, and you get to be more collaborative when you're writing and you're producing, and you're developing, and you're giving your ideas, and your input matters.
Were you always a writer?
I mean, I guess since I moved to LA and started I took a writing class, and it's hard for me to say that I'm a writer because I've never really I sold one thing that I wrote. It's
But
like, I'm a writer. That's a Hollywood thing.
You don't have to get paid for it.
True,
if
true.
you're always writing,
That's true.
I would say you are.
I would like to think of myself as a writer, or at least having the brain to be a writer.
Yeah.
And
because you really kind of control your own destiny that way.
I feel like
you
you
can always
have
kind of
to.
create something.
I feel like you have to now with the industry. It's like I feel like you kind of have to create your own stuff. I mean, you're doing it too yourself. I mean, this is your version of writing, and your stand up is you have to be you're not going to be a good stand up if you can't write.
No kidding.
So, I think it's like everybody now. I'm actually really inspired by stand ups.
Yeah,
because everyone's creating their own destiny right now with the YouTube generation of comedians and and podcasts and things like that.
Getting cast in things is such a long shot.
It's insane. I can't believe I'm still making a career out of it.
Are you good at it? Are you good at self-taping?
I think I'm good enough. Yeah, I feel confident in it because
Who reads with you?
My wife.
She does?
Yeah. Who does? Do you do tapes ever?
Yeah, it's horrible. Such a nightmare.
Do you like doing them or?
No, I don't. I don't. I always feel like you know me.
Yeah.
You've seen me do things.
Right.
This is what I look like today in case you're worried if I had a stroke or something.
Right.
I mean, this is me. And then, me in my office.
Yeah.
Or on the road doing a self-tape, pretending someone's giving me lines.
Right.
And just doing like a monologue off of it. I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah. So it can be if I'm.
I have to change that attitude though.
Sometimes I do it and I hate it, and then sometimes I'll get in a zone where I'm like, I just got to keep doing. This is like my day job. Like I'm just doing this one of these things, and every once in a while I'll be like, oh, they'll call you and be like, hey, they really like you for this thing. Like they saw that tape, and you're like shocked. Almost.
That's the other part, right? Yeah, when you're doing it, you're like, no one's gonna see this.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to make a deal with so and so, and if they can't make that deal, then maybe they'll start looking at these
come
tapes.
Down the list.
Yeah, and then it'll be like the first tier, and then they'll get to my stupid tape.
Yep, but you never know. I mean, look,
it's a dumb way to think.
But
this is the problem with being a stand-up.
But you have something that you do that you have multiple things that you do that. Can support your lifestyle and you enjoy doing. For me, it's like, I have to do this. Like I have to keep doing this. I got to do commercials. Like I do whatever.
I'm going to quote my friend Jerry Seinfeld when he was doing a show.
Yeah.
And when they would have auditions for parts in the show.
Yeah.
And he said, and they would have comedians like come in to audition. And he said, when actors get the opportunity to audition for something, you've made their whole year. When a comedian gets an audition that he has to come in for, you've ruined his whole day.
That's awesome. I love that.
And it really is
so
like,
true.
I was going to watch the game tonight.
But you're almost better off sometimes because you can go in there and be like, I don't give a fuck energy. Can I swear here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care energy really can do well for you, because you go in there, you're so nervous. You're like, like I gotta book this, I gotta pay my rent this month. It's not a great energy. People are like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, but you also don't show up knowing your lines.
That's true. But sometimes they're like, man, this guy really doesn't care. We want him,
Yeah.
Like,
right, exactly.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's like, yeah, I mean, there's a weird thing, I think, as I get older, I'm 36, where I'm like, God, how long am I gonna be like 60 being like now I know you are auditioning, but you don't have to audition. Like for me, if I was like 60 and I had to do this audition for like a Pepsi commercial or whatever, I'm like, and no shame, on anybody who's doing that. It's like, I most likely will be doing it, but it's tough. You're like, man, I don't know if I want to be.
Well, you got to get. That's why ultimately I think my attitude is terrible, because because it is part of the game, and and there are guys and women who are really established people who still have to audition. It's part of the process. You got to go read, you got to do these things, and to fight that and bring it up, and it's like, no, you should be down with doing it at 60.
How much? Let me ask you this: how much of the acting thing matters to you? Like, does you like if you didn't.
It's not as important as the stand-up.
Yeah, like, do you care to act? Like,
I love it. I really enjoy it, but
yeah.
I don't really. The answer is indicative of how hard I go after it.
Right.
And I'll be like, I haven't acted in something in a while.
Yeah.
Let's make some calls.
Yeah.
Where stand-up, I'm working on it every day for 30 years.
Right.
So that's the answer.
Which is amazing. I mean, I love your stand-up. It's amazing. So
I know.
It's a no, it's so cool, man. That's such a. Yeah.
But it is. I mean, that's just the thing that I am, and so like all the other stuff was like, it's so cool to be in something, and it's so cool to act with great actors, and I'd like to do more of it. But it was never like the thing.
But I feel like now that the more stand up that you get known for your stand up, and this, like, it always, like, that stuff comes. Like, so many people are.
Yeah, then why you make me go make a tape? That's my point.
Don't do it. Say, hey, offer only.
Yeah, offer only.
But how for the stand up, I'm curious, like, how, since it's been so long since I've even done stand up, it's like, how do you come up with jokes? Are you writing them, or do you just go on like, hey, I had this idea, my wife said this thing, or my kid did this thing?
Yeah, it's a lot of that.
A lot of that.
Yeah, and then things will like drop in off of stuff that's happening in your life, or just stuff that you notice.
Right.
And you just always write down those moments and then see if they turn into something.
Right.
And then it's rewriting the jokes, like after you go on stage and you do it. And
are you still bombing ever?
No.
Like when you go on an open or not open mic, you're not going to open mic, but when you go to like do workout.
Yeah, once in a while something will go wrong,
The bombing is
like a private event or something, and they're like, no one asked for a comedian to be there. It was one guy's idea to like, it'll be fun if we had. We want it to be fun, so let's bring someone funny in.
There was a place in somewhere in the Valley. I can't remember, North Hollywood or something, and I was doing stand up there. It was a bar. Guys were watching, I think it was like Friends on TV. So there's like Friends is going on TV, and then there's a comedy show in the corner, and it's like drunk, and it's like the worst bar. It's not like a fucking cool bar. And I did stand up there, and I'm doing my like, I'm a college student. And it's like,
no one asked for it.
Oh my God. That was like, honestly, like I went home that night, and I was like, I don't know if I can. Because you start in Ohio.
That's a big part of it.
You start in Ohio, and everyone's like, oh my God, the kid, and he's wearing a suit, and he's cute, and we like laughing at him. And then you go to LA, and you're doing a bar at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do corporate gigs now, like, or private shows and whatever, and they don't go well because nobody asked.
Right.
And I not long ago, I thought, a big part of this job is that I will get up there in front of this crowd of people who aren't listening when no one else will.
Right.
Like, I think I literally just have the ability to not give a shit if this goes great or not.
That's amazing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes they create a situation where it's impossible for it to go great.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to do a half hour of material while the bar's going and people are drinking and they're
What about crowd work? Will you do crowd work much?
Yes. Like, especially at those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you walk into a show with all like car salesman, it's all about them and their
Right,
life
right.
and their ego.
Right,
and they're
right.
there in their conference to talk about
Right.
stuff to make more money.
Right.
You get up there and start talking about, well, I just got married.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, who cares? I don't care about you. They want it to be about them.
Right.
So if you start talking to them, then all
then
of a
they're
sudden,
engaged. That's
then
cool.
then they're engaged. If you
Yeah.
could be funny that way.
It's an amazing art form. I watch stand up all the time and I have so much respect for it. It's tough. It's like, and you got to really love it. You have to love
Yeah,
it.
you have to really love it. Yeah. I
But,
think that's but
yeah.
that's definitely the thing.
Yeah. I guess that goes for anything. It's like, well,
Yeah.
for most things at least.
Do you love acting?
I do. There's two parts. I love it. I really do love doing it. And when I'm really like doing something I'm passionate about, like working on like, whether that's working with David Fincher on Mindhunter or working on Bert or working on something that I'm really like even Red Oaks, like I think I really love the collaborative process and working with friends and people and all that. But I hate the auditioning hassle part of it and like not being constantly unemployed and never knowing if this is your last job. Like that part of it sucks.
Yeah.
But I also have this thing that is my barometer to keep doing it, which is I don't know what else I could do. And I'm not saying that to be like,
Yeah.
I genuinely don't. I thought I've sat around many of hours and nights wondering what else I could do with my life. And none of it seems remotely appealing.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I'm thinking of things genuinely I could be like, even if I went back to school, it's like, man, sometimes I'm like, I could go be a nurse. That'd be like, good
Yeah.
job for like, I'm like, I don't know. I hate blood. or like my mom sold cars and I'm like, if I had to sell a car, I think I might kill myself. And so like I just go back, all right, well then just keep making, and that's why I think like I have been able to continue. Now I'm not always doing stuff that I love.
Yeah.
Most of the time I'm not, but I've been able to continue making a living doing it because I think I have no other option and I've given myself no other option.
That's it. Yeah.
And
there shouldn't be another option. Really, there shouldn't be. There should never be a plan B.
Yeah, that's what I think when I first started doing stand up, I heard that from Eddie Murphy. He's like, you don't have a plan B.
Yeah.
And that's how even though, he never, I just watched did you see the documentary of him on Netflix?
Yeah.
He never, I think he auditioned one time.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live, and then he never auditioned ever again. Can you imagine? The guy is the
Exactly.
greatest. Like that, there's like,
He was so magical though.
that's the thing is like sometimes there's these people like when I was a kid, maybe I believed like maybe I could be like this special whatever.
Yeah.
And then when the delusion wears off and you realize like this is who I am, like even when I'm confident, like I'm like
at my best.
at my best, I'm good, but I'm not like amazing.
I'm not like great. I'm not Eddie Murphy.
Right. At anything, by
But
the way.
nobody is.
And,
like, yeah.
But he's so like I'm so blown away. Like
It's really
28 years old. His whole career that we idolized is like up
right.
until
He wasn't
28.
even 30.
Like
yeah.
at 28, I was like didn't know what I was doing. Still,
Incredible.
It's like
incredible.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Like he's magical. He really is.
No, it's otherworldly. I haven't seen the AFI
Oh, I didn't see that yet. Either.
award thing.
Yeah.
For him, I
yeah.
want to see that.
Yeah, he's always like he kind of disappoints when you're like, come on, Eddie, give us the big stand up speech, and he's like goes up there, and he's like, thank you very much. You're like, I remember on Saturday Night Live, it was like one of the 40th or something, and Chris Rock gives him the most insane, like the greatest comedian to ever walked the earth in 500 years. No one has ever been funnier, and he's just like, thank you.
I know. And then he broke into like one joke, and you're like, it's there. You can see it. It's all still there.
When he starts doing the impression, like, I feel like, well, you answer this because as a stand-up, do you think that he could go up at like the Comedy Store tomorrow and like put it to get something together?
Yeah, I think, and I wouldn't say that with other people that have gone away and come back, but he's just from outer space, so I would say that if anyone could, I don't think,
I think there's probably a little fear though on his end. There's got to be like a little bit of that, like,
oh yeah,
never going to live up to that 1988.
Yeah, does Michael Jordan want to walk out on a court now?
Right.
He's the greatest of all time. Now he's.
There was an interview with him talking about shooting a basketball. He shot like a basketball at I think he rented some mansion in like some golf course or something. And the family who owned the house was like, my son wants to see you shoot a basketball. And he's like, I haven't been that nervous in like 10 years. He's like, these guys idolize me, and if I brick this, and he nailed it. He hit it.
Yeah. No, I mean, to come back like that would be insane. Yeah. Well, you're doing all the right things.
I hope so. I'm trying.
Really,
I'm trying.
I mean, and this film really shows it.
Thank you.
It really, it's your acting, and that you put it together, and that you could just feel your heart behind it.
Thank you.
You're a real artist, and it's going to.
I appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. So.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because I know you're going to make more stuff.
I'm going to watch the next podcast and see if you say the same thing.
No, I don't. I don't. And I'm not saying it because I know you're going to make stuff and need me to act in it, and I would love you to act in it. Just know that I'm offer only.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to audition for me. That's a guarantee. If you want to be in one of my things, you don't have to audition.
And likewise. And I baked you this bread this morning.
That's amazing. And it's funny. The director Joe, who did Bert, loves this podcast, and he was like, all he cares about is he's like, give me some of that bread.
Okay, good. Man, we almost forgot it. My wife had to run it over.
I should have I was gonna have my wife, but she's so busy right now with work. But I was gonna have her bake. My wife's an amazing cook, and she makes amazing challah.
She does.
So maybe if I can get her to do it, I'll drop something.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, you're the best.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Everybody, we'll keep plugging it. Everyone's got to go watch Bert.
Yeah, watch Bert.
I can give you a link before
June 16th.
It even happens.
Also, one other thing, we are donating a portion of the proceeds to PCLA, which is a Parkinson's Foundation here in LA, in honor of Bert and the director Joe. His father also has Parkinson's, so it's going to a good cause. So if you pre-order it, or I guess by the time this comes out, it'll already be out.
Do we know where it's out on?
It'll be on Apple, Fandango, all the Amazon, all the
great,
all the places you can buy and
that's
rent
great.
Movies. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah. All right, and we'll hit it up on social media and
stuff
too, and let people know.
That's awesome.
Really, really.
Thank you.
It's such a great film.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, kid.